Margaritaville at Sea Islander is Margaritaville's newest ship that set sail in June of 2024. Islander departs from the port of Tampa Bay, and this summer it will operate 4 and 5 night cruises visiting Key West and Mexico, and later in 2024 it will operate longer cruises that will call on ports such as Georgetown, Grand Cayman, Belize City, Belize, and Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Now, before we get started with this complete tour and guide of this beautiful ship, if you aren't already subscribed to our channel and you love cruising as much as we do, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, as we release family-friendly and solo cruise vlogs every Friday night. But back to Margaritaville at Sea Islander. Now, while this ship is brand new to Margaritaville, keep in mind that this ship was built in 2000 and was previously owned by the Carnival Corporation under the Costa Cruises umbrella. The 85,000 gross ton Islander can accommodate up to 2,700 passengers at full capacity and has almost 900 crew members. This ship will be a complete game changer for Margaritaville at Sea. Now let's start this ship tour on deck 11. So one of the questions I'm sure a few of you guys are probably wondering is if Margaritaville at Sea is family friendly. And I will say, just having been on board a few days, that it absolutely is. The one and only slide on this ship is located on deck 11. Your child must be at least 48 inches tall. The minimum weight is 90 pounds and the maximum weight is 300 pounds. So keep that in mind. Now here we are at the Caribbean Amphibian Play Pad. Now this is for the younger children to get away and have a fun little playground place to play. I do love that this area is shaded. There are a couple of slides and just a few little games and activities for the kids to get away from the pool, get out and get some fresh air. And you may notice that there aren't many loungers or chairs where the children's play area is located. But if you go down to deck 10, there are plenty of loungers out there if you want to sunbathe or just relax. There are plenty of loungers on both sides of deck 10. But here we are on an upper deck of the Caribbean Amphibian, so there's plenty of space for the kids to spread out, play, and have fun. And moving toward midship on deck 11, there is a sun deck located out there. Now during my cruise, they didn't have the loungers out. They were on the deck, but they weren't out for you to lie in. But if you want to get some sun, I'm guessing at some point they will open up this deck for you to be able to go up there to the very top to catch some rays. All right, something else to note is that you cannot cross over from the aft on deck 11 to the forward. You'll have to go down to deck 10. And as you see here on deck 10, there is a retractable roof that covers the pool. We'll get more into that here in a little bit. But here we are at the Land Shark Bar. Now this is located on deck 10 midship. This does overlook the pool on deck 9, so it's a cool spot to go. It is a full service bar, so you can go there, grab drinks, and just overlook the pool area as well as the movies at sea. And here we are at the Land Shark Overlook. Now this is on deck 11. It's looking down on decks 10 and 9. And again, you catch some really nice views from here. It's a perfect spot to sit and watch a movie or a game or whatever's playing on the big screen, but you get some amazing views from the overlook. And here we are on deck 11 at the forward of the ship. This is the Dis and Dat Activity Center, where you're going to find your mini golf, you're going to have pickleball, all kinds of fun, family-friendly activities here. They will have some organized game time throughout the cruise, but you're free to come here, play pickleball, play cornhole, different activities here. Something cool about this area is that every game has cup holders. I thought that was very unique, but I guess you do need a spot to hold your margarita when you are playing mini golf. But this is a really nice spot to hang out with the family. And again, they will have some pre-planned activities and games and competitions in this area. All right, so let's hop on down to Deck 9 Aft. Now, Deck 9 Aft is where you're going to find the Tiki area. The Tiki area is designated for guests 18 years and older, so it is an adults only space. You have Island Eats, which is an upcharge venue. Now, during our sailing, this was not in operation, but I think it's going to be up and running here soon. But it is an upcharge, as well as you have the Tiki Bar there at the Tiki Bar and Grill. This again is another upcharge. I will have pricing available in another video. But guys, this is a really cool spot to hang. If you are 18 and older, there are plenty of spots to dine, as well as plenty of sun loungers. Now, something that I noticed is that there aren't any umbrellas out at the aft of the ship, so keep that in mind. But there is a pool, as well as a large jacuzzi, some comfortable seating areas, a couple palapas. So makes for a really nice kid-free day hanging out here in the Tiki area. And here we are at the Port of Indecision Buffet. Now, this is located on Deck 9. This is a complimentary option for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What I loved about this area was that there were plenty of spots to sit, and it was a smaller buffet area. However, they had the table spaced out nicely. You do have your complimentary juice, filtered water, as well as coffee. Now, here within the buffet, if you're trying to look for the steakhouse, if you take these glass stairs up, you will find the JWB Steakhouse. Now, this is an upcharge. If you have any of the inclusive packages with Margaritaville at Sea, then the steakhouse may be included with your package. Now, something to note is that I did not see an elevator that was accessible to JWB Steakhouse, so you may want to inquire about that if you have any accessibility needs as far as getting up to that level. But we're going to continue on at the buffet. So also located here at the buffet, you're going to find Lola and Frank's, which is a pizza shop on board. Now, if you've ever cruised on Margaritaville at Sea Paradise, that location, the Frank and Lola's Pizza, was an upcharge. It is included on board Islander, so keep that in mind. You also have the Margaritaville coffee shop. I find the coffee to be delicious there. That is an upcharge, but they do have specialty desserts as well as some sandwiches and things there that you can purchase. But definitely check out the coffee shop. I find the coffee to be pretty good on Margaritaville at Sea. Now, here we are at one part of the main pole deck. This is a lovely area. Now, they do have little cabana areas. They have these seating options here that are included, but there are some cabanas that are for rent. Now, I wasn't able to get pricing on these cabanas, and if you can reserve these in advance, I will try to update that in one of the later vlogs. But it looks like some very comfortable seating options here. They have a large pool. There's a couple of jacuzzis. Now, one thing that I did notice during the sea day was that there's limited loungers, so keep that in mind. Don't be a chair hog. We had some chair hogs on our sailing, so be mindful of that. But there's, like I said, a jacuzzi and a nice sized pool there. Beautiful clean deck. I really enjoyed just lounging and relaxing in this area. And please pardon the chairs in the pool. I filmed this pretty early in the morning before they had things set up. Now those chairs are mobile, so you can move them around in the pool area. But again, keep in mind I did film this pretty early in the morning. But as you see, there are life vests there available for the children. Now something that I did notice is that there was not a lifeguard on duty. So please make sure you're monitoring your children. But here we are in the other pool area. Now this has the retractable roof, as I mentioned before, which is really nice when the weather is inclement, but it does get kind of toasty in there. During our sail away, it was rainy, but it got pretty toasty in there, so keep that in mind. But I love this area because you do have the 5 o'clock anywhere bar located there. There's also a stage where they'll have live music throughout the day, so I really enjoy the music on Margaritaville at Sea. And now these beds located here, these are first come, first serve. These are not an additional charge. You do not have to rent them or anything. So that's really nice. There is a large jacuzzi located here, as well as cheeseburgers in paradise, which is pretty popular amongst Margaritaville at Sea. Definitely check out the burgers there, guys. And I'll be very honest, I feel like they taste like Guy's Burgers on Carnival. They were quite tasty on this sailing. So definitely check out Cheeseburgers in Paradise. They are included. And there is also a Mexican spot here where you can get breakfast as well as tacos and burritos throughout the day. Now here we are at the Margaritaville Saint Somewhere Spa. I was not able to get a tour of that because each time I walked in there were guests getting treatment. So we're just going to bypass that and I'll catch it in a later vlog because I will have some treatment on our next cruise. Alright, so now we're going to hop down to deck 3 to the Islander dining room. Now we did bypass decks 4 through 8. Those are stateroom accommodations. But here is the Islander dining room. Now this is just above the Finn's dining room, which is the main dining room. You do not have to have a reservation time for this. In fact, they don't have like early, late, or anytime dining. You just show up whenever you're ready to dine. They are available. The main dining room is available for dinner. Sometimes breakfast, you can get like a continental breakfast or what have you here. We found the food to be pretty tasty in the dining room, but as you see, it's beautifully adorned. They have lots of tables. They do have shared seating, so keep that in mind if you're a small party, but you can request to try to have your own table, but it could be a little bit of wait time. Now we're off to the Bubbles Up Lounge, which is the champagne bar located on board. You can come here for live music each night. They also have activities here throughout the day, but this is just a champagne bar. So if you like the bubbly, be sure to stop by. Alright, and here we are on deck 3 at the photo lab. Now things are going to be digitized on this ship. They aren't currently, but I think here in the near future they will all be digitized. So keep that in mind. That's pretty awesome if you choose to have a photo package. But here we are on deck 3 overlooking the infamous flip-flop that represents Margaritaville at Sea. And here is the ship model. This is located on deck 3. But as we walk around on deck 3, you'll see that this is where your concierge lounge is. Now it is a pretty small lounge. This is dedicated for those who are in suites. You can come here as soon as you get on your ship to reserve any specialty dining you may have, spa treatments, things like that. They will help you with all of the reservations and things that you need. There's also a future cruise desk on board, and they are offering onboard credit and things if you book your next Margaritaville at Sea cruise on the ship. So definitely check that out if you plan to cruise with Margaritaville in the future. And there's also a photo lab here if you decide to get a photo studio, if you decide to get some professional photos done. All right, here we are at the Everything But the Sand retail space. There are a couple different shops located here. Now, everything you buy here is going to be duty free. Anytime you purchase things on a cruise ship, it is duty free. So here you have different trinkets that you can buy. You can buy clothing, sunglasses, all kinds of things, even home decor in this one particular shop. So lots and lots of things to choose from. I actually felt like they had quite a few shops for the size of the ship. So definitely, if you love to shop, highly recommend that you go check them out. There's also the Margaritaville store that includes Margaritaville themed clothing items, apparel, as you see, a thermos and different things there. So lots and lots of items to choose from. Here at the Island Time store, you see they have different toys and souvenirs you can take back home to the kids if you're cruising without kids. But you can also purchase alcohol as well as cigarettes. Now keep in mind, if you pre-purchase alcohol on the ship, they will hold it until the last day of the cruise. But if you forget any toiletries or anything, you can pick them up there as well. Now here we are at the Havana Daydream and Sports Bar. Now this is a really cool area. As you see, it's pretty spacious. They do have about, I think it was 3 different rooms that you could sit in, and they had 4 to 6 televisions in each room. Just sit there and watch sports. Here's the sports bar. You can go there and get a drink. They do have service going around taking drink orders as well, and there's nightly entertainment. And as we continue midship on deck 3, we are here at the Hangout. This is the Teens Club. So those teens, I believe it's 13 through 17, this is their spot to hang out throughout the club. Now keep in mind, only 15 teens are allowed in there at one time. I'm unsure at this time if it's supervised, but they only allow 15. Now here we are walking toward the Finn's Fitness Center. This was a really nice space that's kind of secluded from everything else. If you want a spot to maybe work or read, this would be a spot to go to, because I don't think many people travel down this way. But the Finn's Fitness Center is complimentary. You're able to go there to work out. Now it is relatively small for the size of the ship. I wonder if they're going to add in some additional equipment here at some point. But as you see, there are a few treadmills, a couple ellipticals, a couple of weights. So just a little bit, a very small gym for the size of the ship, but you could get your workout on. Now, I wasn't able to film in the kids and toddlers clubs, but if you check out our live stream, our walkthrough from day 1, I did tour it there, so be sure to check it out there. But here we are at the main theater. Now they will have a nightly show each night around 9:30 p.m. And guys, the shows are definitely worth going to see. We had a really, really good time with both shows that we saw on board the ship. So definitely be sure to check it out. Also, there is an arcade on board. Now, the arcade was not active when we were on board. Again, we were on board for the preview sailing. But there is an arcade. Now, the arcade obviously is an upcharge, so definitely keep that in mind. Now we're entering the far side of the world. On the far side of the world is a lounge, and here you're going to find different activities throughout the day. You're actually going to go here to enroll your child for the kids club when you get on the ship, but they have lots of fun family activities there, dance classes, all kinds of things here at this lounge. There's also a bar located here and a sushi bar, so you can get sushi rolls for $10 each and different food items there, as well as boba tea. Now here we are at the Margaritaville Casino. Now you can come here to press your luck. It wasn't very busy during my sailing, but they do have like a players club available, so be sure to sign up because you can get $10 of free play when you sign up. Also, if you are a gambler with other cruise lines or land-based casinos, there is an email address that you can reach out to see if they can match any offers that you may receive with other casinos. And they give some really, really good casino offers for Margaritaville at Sea. So be sure to check those out. Now, at the time of filming, I am unsure whether this is a non-smoking casino. It did come across as non-smoking, as I didn't see any ashtrays and it didn't smell of smoke. So keep that in mind. But there is a dedicated smoking section located on deck 9. Now, here we are walking toward the Grand Atrium on board. Now, I love this space. It is very, very comfortable. They have some unique seating options available there, but it is bright and it is beautiful. And of course, you can't have Margaritaville at Sea or Margaritaville without the iconic flip-flop. So that's where you'll go for like those photo ops and different things. You also have your bar right here, the flip-flop bar that is available here in the atrium, as well as guest services. If you have any service issues or have any questions, stop by guest services. And the excursions desk is also available there. So you can wait to get on the ship to book your shore excursions and just hop over to the excursions desk. And here we are at the Hemisphere Dancer Spirits Bar. Now, this was also a spot that there wasn't a lot of people here during the day, but in the evening, this would come to life with live music. Guys, there's a lot of music across the ship, and you have your Craft and Spirits Bar located there. Definitely check out this space. It really did come to life in the evenings. Now, right within this space, you're going to find the Hot nightclub. Now, the Hot nightclub is available for those 18 and older. And they will have different themed music throughout each evening. What I liked about this, and I don't know if it was particular to my sailings, that the nightclub kind of started early. So it was about 10 or 10:30. They had the DJ in there and they had music playing. So a really cool space to check out if you like the nightclub scene. And here we are at the Pearls Dining Room. Now, this is attached to the Finn's Dining Room, but it is a smaller venue. I believe this may be used for like group space if you have a group gathering, because it is kind of off to the side. But yeah, the Pearl Dining Room you have here, and it is attached to the Finn's Dining Room, which is the main dining room on board. You do not have to schedule a time to go to dinner. You just pop up, wait in line, and they will get you seated. But the Finn's Dining Room, again, it's open for dinner each night, and some days for breakfast. They'll have options available for you. But guys, the food is pretty tasty on Margaritaville at Sea. I definitely recommend you trying it, particularly in the main dining room. I honestly felt the food in the main dining room was better than the buffet. So be sure to check it out. You can ask the maitre d' to check the menu each night before you decide to dine or not. Be sure to check out the Caribbean night because, in my opinion, that is the best night. But this dining room is beautiful. Absolutely love how bright it is. And last but not least, you have the Coral Reef Lounge. Now, this is located on deck 1. It's kind of tucked away, so it could be hard to find. But here, they're going to have different activities, some karaoke. They'll also have, during our sailing, they had a magician down here. So it is a really nice space. Now, I will advise you, if you have any mobility challenges or in a wheelchair or scooter, this is a very steep incline, and it's kind of like a rigid incline. So be careful walking up and down to get to your seats because it can be a little tricky, but this is a really nice space. I absolutely loved how bright it is. Again, it is on deck 1, but they will have lots of different activities throughout the cruise in this venue. And that is it for Margaritaville at Sea Islander. If you have any questions, be sure to drop those in the comments, and be sure to check out our vlog from our 2-day preview cruise as well as the U.S. inaugural cruise. And if you aren't subscribed to our channel, be sure to subscribe. We are MH Family Ventures. We are a cruise vlogging family with over 55 cruises under our belt. And if you would like to book your next cruise, I would absolutely love to help you. Well, thanks for watching and happy cruising.